Hey guys, Lori here, pharmacist. I gotta tell you something. I'm pretty fired up today. Yeah, I really am. You know, I stay in this vaccine battle, this truth battle. It's not just about vaccines, it's about drugs, it's about the whole industry. I stay in this battle in spite of losing 2 jobs now. That's right. Those of you who follow me know about the 1 job I lost for recommending the book. God forbid people get well. That's a crime. Fireable offense. Then I got hired by a second group that I could work from home and didn't even get out of training. They found out about what I was saying about vaccines through the grapevine. I don't care. I don't care. I was already knowing it was not going to work for me because I was already feeling myself crawling back into that proverbial box where every patient is in the drop-down window and whatever's going on with you has to somehow fit on some list. And there's no place for you to be an individual because there was no place for me to pick other, they're not on the list here. They're actually unique because that's what our system is. You're a number. You're on the list. Here's your number. Here's your drug. It's the way it works, folks. I've been in it long enough. And yeah, I'm pretty fired up today. I'm fired up for a couple of reasons. I'm fired up because it's kind of been an accumulation of things. So I've seen the last few days vaccine injuries coming across my page. Children dying deaths after vaccines, children being maimed. It just goes on and on. Then yesterday, I had 4 contacts come through. 3 were on Facebook. 1 was a personal contact. Each talking to me about vaccines. One person did not vaccinate their children, which I never knew this until yesterday, or their child. They've only had 1 child so far. Healthy, happy, beautiful little boy. Because they started watching my post and then started doing their own research. And then a friend of theirs who's been vaccinating, their children have been having reactions to the vaccines. Started to scare the mother. So now she's starting to question. Thank God. So we're friends now, and she's learning the truth. Another person was a friend of hers, and another person was a friend of mine whose daughter right now is brainwashed by the system. And we're praying for that unborn baby. And this person's been having complications. What a shock. Anyway, good times. And then today, I come across an article. It was actually a Dr. V.A. Shiva, Shiva, S-H-I-V-A. This is the man who invented email, okay? He has 2 dual masters, he's a bachelor's and a doctoral degree. Can we say smart cookie? Thank you. He's talking about an article in a news story written, this came out March 2020. Yeah, we're not even there yet. Journal of Trace Elements in Medicine and Biology. And I've already reposted this. I cannot tell you how important this article is for anybody and everybody to read. Everybody's lives are touched by vaccines in some form or fashion. The title of this article, Acute Exposure and Chronic Retention of Aluminum in 3 Vaccine Schedules. Chronic retention. in 3 vaccine schedules and effects of genetic and environmental variation. Guys, it's about to set my pants on fire. First of all, it is a truly scientifically written article. This article is not funded by pharma. All you people who are doing your research out there, if you really care about true research, you better start reading some stuff that's privately funded. These people get their donations through private, okay? They don't have a big name drug company making money on whatever it is so that they'll find out what they need to find out in order to keep the ball rolling. No, these people are on their own. Another person you ought to follow is Dr. Chris Exley. That's Exley. I've posted articles from him before too. He's been studying aluminum all of his life. He has to come up with his own funding because he's not finding the results about aluminum that the pharmaceutical industry and the CDC and everybody else want him to find. So yeah, they pulled off funding and he's got to do his own. Because that's what happens when you don't give them the answers they want. They pull the money. So you either stand by your integrity and you do the right thing, or you kowtow to them. I've lost 2 jobs now over this whole vaccine thing. I don't care. I don't care if I never practice another day as a pharmacist in any kind of a retail setting or any other setting. I am not going to contribute to the killing of people. You can forget about it. Actually, I work independently, and that's amazingly rewarding. But the money's not worth it. It's not worth it. Anyway, I suggest you read this article. It's pretty long. You can skip through it. But you'll come across with some mind-blowing things. And some of the things I've been saying, so many people have been saying, ingested versus injecting back the aluminum, cumulative toxicity, the maximum amounts of aluminum, only they used mathematical equations. They compared the 3 vaccine schedules. The one was the CDC recommended schedule for your baby. That's the very one with mind-blowing amounts of aluminum being injected into your child that are not safe. And how anybody with a brain, I don't even really understand why you have to be a scientist to go, wait a minute, injecting and ingesting are 2 different things. These are not apples and apples, okay? So let's just think about that, keep things real simple. And number 2, why would you inject aluminum? Why would you inject it? And the fact that it accumulates in the brain, studies of Alzheimer's patients, autism patients, MS patients, all different kind of diseases show aluminum toxicity in the brain because the body doesn't just get rid of injected aluminum like it can ingested because it goes through the body's natural detox system. This is not rocket science, people. This is just common sense. So, yeah, I've been at a tipping point. So they did 3 vaccine schedules. They did a modified CDC schedule with using low amounts or vaccines that contain lower amounts of aluminum. And then they did what's called the vaccine-friendly plan by Dr. Paul Thomas, a pediatrician out of Oregon, who has a lot of unvaccinated patients in his practice. I would suggest that you just Google him and listen to him on YouTube. He's absolutely brilliant, and he's done vaxxed versus unvaxxed kids and partially vaxxed kids and rates of autism within the thousands of kids in his own practice, and his results are mind-blowing. Because if you're going to listen to the people who are making the money on the stuff, especially in light of the fact that they are convicted felons, that they are liars, they're defrauders, they're cheaters, they've never admitted to wrong in any arena. Have you heard them yet admit wrong in the opioid crisis? Oh no. What about Vioxx? Oh no. No. What about Johnson & Johnson with asbestos in the talcum baby powder you've been putting on your kid that we've been using since the beginning of time. I'm only here as a voice to warn. What you do is your choice, but I suggest you start thinking and using your brain and doing a little bit of research. And I really suggest you read this article. Can you see it? There we go. Any questions? Feel free to contact me. Good luck.